Well, things just got interesting, as always. So Jasmine came out by saying the man who bullied and threatened me for months is the same who behind Sophie's back was selling services like $500 per BJ to men. The very same who does prostitution for a living and has the audacity to claim he cares about Gino. I mean, listen, bold man emoji only means Gino, when in reality, he got paid to act like this by his sugar daddy, Gino. So without saying Gino's name, Jasmine is making it abundantly clear that Gino has been paying people to pretty much go after her. At least that's the impression that I've gotten from this, especially given the fact that Robbie Boy decided to do what? He decided to respond. So in his response, first and foremost, as you can see, he starts off by captioning the picture itself in particular. Oh, let me change that color grading so we can get that clear for you folks. So, as you can see here, he starts off by saying this woman had everything to say about everyone else's relationships and actively cause drama between couples, but has audacity to tell me I should have put all this energy into my own relationship, blah blah blah. I saw a friend in need. At least I stepped in for the right reasons, unlike this snake of a witch. Now we're out here calling people witches. Damn. These two really don't know how to behave themselves. These two are really going at it. To be honest, right now it is pretty much every man, every woman for himself. God diddly damn. But let's get into what else Rob had to say. There we go. As we go back into the other colors, green clashing with a green skin. Anyway, with that being said though, as you can see here, so my apologies. He continues by saying, posting me, bullying and threatening you. This slimy trash bag is doing all of this because she couldn't hide her master plan to finesse Gino. I call her out and her house of cards came tumbling down. Now I'm public enemy number one. Trust me when I tell you, really not public enemy number one. Jasmine is still above you on that one. I do feel like I've seen more people being more on Rob's side than they've been on Jasmine's side. But anyway, this woman lied to my wife to drive a bigger wedge between us and thought I was going to sit back and let her manipulate everyone at that resort. Interesting. I wonder what role she played in, Sophie decision to walk away from Rob. That is quite interesting. And if that is true, I'm trying to leave this alone. But what the F is all this BS? Don't hit me up asking me about this because I'm just blocking the nonsense. These people will say anything and twist anything to slander and deflect. Continues here by saying, coming from an active OF creator who has abandoned her kids and is pregnant with another from physically cheating on her husband, it's outstanding the effort she's putting into this Rob smear campaign. Are you dumb, lady? Post where Sophie claims I cheated while we were married. Post me threatening you. Post my unborn baby with my side chick. Damn, this is getting deep. Post something that isn't your hysterical, weak, hypocritical attempt at pissing me off. Cause if I say F it, it's police time. I'm assuming that's a police car. Yeah. Then also says here as well, I'm not homosexual and I've definitely never been any kind of prostitute. It's technically you have been like online by selling gay for pay. Like, I mean, listen, if you're an OF creator, in my opinion, you're an online prostitute. That's just my view. You're an online prostitute, just like Rob was online cheating, according to Sophie. Online prostitute. But anyway, whatever, it is what it is. It's very unfortunate the levels people will go just to deflect from their own discretions. And also continues by saying every single dumbass thing she posts is going right into the file, so you all keep supporting her. I'm assuming he means file because that looks like a file. Why do people have to use emojis and not bloody words, man? It's so annoying. You know what I mean? But discretions, that's it. But with that being said, well, I then came across another post that I want to share with you lovely folks. I get defending your peoples when they seem to not be able to defend themselves, but any dude that has this much to say about to a woman and doubles down on the next level paragraph-ish suspect, in my opinion. No real dude would spend this much time arguing with his POV. Again, just my opinion. So here's the thing. I feel like we've gotten to a stage where things are now starting to escalate. Now, generally speaking, this was exactly my stance, exactly what I had said, okay, regarding the behavior that has gone down with Rob, and that is very simple, that he's putting a lot of energy into having beef or having a confrontation with a woman, okay, regardless of if she's pregnant or not, but with a woman. And in my opinion, personally, if a woman's gonna, come up to me and start talking a whole bunch of smack, blah, 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 one thing that I'm not going to do is entertain it. I'm not going to lie to you. Do you see what I'm saying? And even if I do entertain it, I'm going to entertain it in the most respectful way possible. I will not use no name calling. I won't do anything whatsoever that's going to put myself in a position where I am going to be pretty much provoking her back to want to reply to me, because I just don't have the energy or the care to want to be as petty as the person that wants to get rude to me. Even if it's a man, regardless whether it's a man or woman, to be fair, I give the same bloody energy, because for me, I ain't got time for the pettiness. I ain't got time for the nonsense. So I'll keep it very, very simple. Unless, of course, I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? If I'm obviously making content against another cast member, you know what I mean? They coming at me. That's content, baby. Money in my pocket. But on a personal level, if I was in this situation itself in particular, 1000%, you wouldn't catch me out here giving this much attention to someone. Listen, because let's be honest here. When it comes to Jasmine, we all know that she's not a nice person. We all know that she has a very unhinged behavior, a very unhinged attitude. We all know that she will scream, she will shout, she will say things that are uncalled for just to, get her own back, just so she feels like she's winning that conversation. And here's the thing, the fact that she likes to scream and shout is more than perfect for me to not respond to her, because, well, the loudest person in the room is not the smartest person in the room. The loudest person in the room is probably the biggest clown in the room. I mean, Angela Dean proved that so many times, season in, season out, you know what I mean, okay? And I think when it comes to Jasmine now, this is the first time that she's come across a cast member that has basically called her out on her BS and has actually stayed consistent with it. And because of that, she continues to get louder, and then continues to now, based on, I haven't seen the tell just yet, but I'll be watching it after this. But then also will continue to, will then move forward and throwing things at someone, okay? Because losing a battle, is not something that she's used to. Having someone come up to her and confront her on a consistent basis without giving up is something that she's clearly not used to since she's been on the show. And because that's something that she's now obviously going through, she's obviously getting louder and louder and louder and aggressive, okay? Which are not good looks in any shape or form, which prove that clearly she's in a situation where she knows she's gonna lose end. But does it mean that Rob has to pretty much keep playing to her games? Because the reality is, each time he responds to her, he's playing her game. Because people like Jasmine thrive off someone coming after them. I mean, even when they're going through that type of argument, in the moment it probably doesn't feel like it may not feel like to them that they thrive off it, but they do, because they want someone to have to keep responding to. Because on the same side, does Jasmine have to keep responding to Rob each time he says something? Absolutely not. But of course she's going to. Why? Because everything that Rob is saying towards her is based on exposing her for wanting to cheat on Gino and exposing her for any other thing that she has done. So of course, when somebody's trying to expose you, by fan form, you are going to respond, which is obviously what Jasmine is doing. But the only thing is that when she responds, she doesn't exactly respond in ways that are very, calm, collected, and sensible. She responds in ways that are very Jasmine-esque. And now, obviously, this is where, if I was in that position now where I was Rob in the situation, listen, I would say my piece once, maybe twice, and say in the most respectful way after possible, you know what I mean? And then after that, if she wanted to continue talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, I ain't giving no energy. No energy in any shape or form, because at that point, whatever point that I was making has now gone out the window, because now I've got into a battle about who can prove who wrong. That's the waste of energy. So Rob is putting too much energy into this now. He's made his point and he should have left it alone. But now he's putting way too much into it. And because he's putting way too much into it, Jasmine keeps bouncing back with gibberish. Gibberish after gibberish after gibberish after gibberish. Well, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And we'll most certainly talk about it, you know what I mean? But watch out for the live stream coming out today. But then again, I don't know if I'm uploading this one before or after my live Either way, watch out for it. Watch out for it when I go live, or check it out if I've already been live. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.